we're going to go to somebody who I have not live, but I have lived pretty close proximity with. And he's a brother that I'm always happy to see, whether it be at a Muslim event or it be at a Raptors game or it happened to be somewhere online. And now he has a beautiful family with him. Alhamdulillah, it is an honor and a pleasure and a privilege to introduce our brother Boona. How you doing, bro?
Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. How are you?
Eid Mubarak. Alhamdulillah, I'm good. How was your Eid?
Alhamdulillah. Do you have a special message? What did you want to say? He was going to say Eid Mubarak, Uncle Mark, but he's scared now. He didn't want to say it.
No reason to be scared. Come on, man. When I saw you at the Raptors game, you weren't scared. Come on.
I know. Yeah, alhamdulillah, I think the Eid was fun. The kids today, we had a water fight.
She sprayed him in the eye.
She sprayed me in the eye.
Did you?
We've been having presents and fun. And so, alhamdulillah, as long as we're able to try and emulate the same feeling of happiness and joy, with our family and friends, that to me, I think it's still very important to do, even in the time that we're in right now.
Before we get to you performing and gracing us here this afternoon, can you just give me one thing that you definitely took away from the importance of the alterations that had to be done for this Ramadan because of the COVID-19 experience? What was something that you can say you took away from this year that made it just that much more special?
I think the concept of isolation is one that exists in various aspects of our deen. Like the Prophet ﷺ used to isolate himself when he would go to the cave of Hira and he received the revelation from Jibreel. We know of itikaf in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. People, they isolate themselves in the masjid. So for me, I felt like the concept wasn't strange. It was just, for me, it was an opportunity to be in a familiar setting. Like this is actually the first Ramadan I've spent at home in the last maybe 5 or 6 years. I usually travel in Ramadan. I'm usually on the road. I actually host a TV show in the UK, like a telethon show. So because of the whole situation, I was stuck at home. But my kids, I think for them, this was their favorite Ramadan. Ironically, right? Even though all of us are sitting here and we're stuck and, we're not able to do things that we want to do. For me, is the best, Ramadan in terms of that sense, the family and the atmosphere. And look, Mark, I'm going to tell you this, okay? I don't care what anyone says. If there's no NBA finals this year, we're still the champs.
That's 2 rings.
We are the remaining champs.
That's 2 years.
I was looking forward to the playoffs. The thing that kept me going was that MJ doc, but look, if they don't bring us back, we still the champs. I don't care what anyone says.
2 years. And you know what? I want a second ring.
That's what I'm saying. They better ship that second ring. Better make it official. That's what's up.
I'm absolutely with it. That's funny. But I absolutely agree, bro. We have been doing some alterations and accommodations, but alhamdulillah, like you said, isolation is something that is so important because it is important to make sure that your Islam is with you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's an isolation on its own. So I guess we all had an opportunity to focus on that isolation. Now, we're not going to isolate anymore. We're going to get you to speak to the world of people that are listening in right now.
Yes.
We're great to have you do it now. You do poetry, you do films, you do hosting, you do so much, and we'll get into more of that a little later, but we want to get into your performance aspect right now. Boona, what are we going to give us today?
Well, I actually have a poem that I wrote. It's on YouTube. It's called Letter to My Daughter. And so actually having my daughter here, and you see my son, he's scoping the scene right now. He's casing the joint.
I see that.
Yeah. I don't want him to feel left out, so he's going to be involved in this too.
Okay.
But I want to do this poem that, I actually wrote before my son was born, okay? So you don't have to feel bad. But he's going to get his own soon, inshallah, because I know it's kind of something that he's not very happy with. But this is a poem that I wrote for my daughter and for all of our children. There's many things we can take away because as parents, there's only so many things that we can control. I think this was a perfect example, for it was so sad for me, not sad, happy, but, seeing the graduation video of those kids, because my kids were also in school. My son was set to graduate SK this year. And that situation, that whole experience being taken away from them, I feel that. But one thing I've been able to teach my kids is that, there are certain things that are out of the control of mommy and daddy, right? Like we can't necessarily dictate every single thing that happens in this world. So, part of the reason why I wrote this poem is to give something to my daughter that she can hear from me as an advice. And I think as parents, we're constantly in the process of advising our kids, but this to me was something that I wanted to make it kind of formalized.
Okay, let's go.
Ready?
We're ready.
Okay, bismillah. So this poem is called Letter to My Daughter. Okay, you gonna join us too, Bubby? He's opening up a lollipop. Take your time, don't worry. By the way, shout out to my dentist I'm gonna need to reach out to him because there's too much candy being eaten today and yesterday, and so there's gonna be a lot of dentists and cavity.
I think I saw a popsicle earlier, but I'm not gonna say anything.
That was me actually. Sorry.
I know who it was, Boona.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm guilty as charged as well. Okay. So this poem is called Letter to My Daughter. To my little baby girl, Sakina, I want to tell you so many things. See, Bubba has lived a long life and experienced so many things. So I pray that you will learn from my mistakes and benefit from what I've seen in hopes that you will become much better than everything that I have been. Oh, my dear child, know that there is only one God and that He, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, is most worthy of all your love. He created everything and has knowledge of all things, so never assign for Him a partner and be dutiful to Him. And know that when you sin, you must return to Him and remember that by holding on to the rope of your Lord, it will only lead you into Jannah, a place of every pleasure where you shall remain and stay forever in the company of the best people, scales if ever measured. Oh, my dear child, know that Allah has rights upon you and I. Firstly, that you establish your salah and never let it go until you die. So pray every prayer like it's your last chance to say goodbye, and never be shy to raise your hands and call Him up on speed dial. Oh, my baby girl, you are more beautiful than you will ever know. And you don't need anyone to tell you that because your Lord, He made you so. So respect this very gift that Allah He has bestowed, and don't expose what He enclosed except to those who He has chose. And know that this hijab that you will wear is so much more than just a cloth. It's a reminder to the world that you are so much more than what they watch. A mind, body, and soul not controlled by every little media box before every friend and trend. You only have to worry about impressing one God. And then after that, your mother is most worthy of all your love. She carried you for 9 months and cared for you with gentle love. So treat her with mercy and respect, even when you think she's wrong. And I promise we will try our very best to raise you both in a loving home. I will tuck you in at night and read you stories till you sleep. Share with you the chronicles of Musa and Beni Israel. I'll tell you all about the whale who swallowed Nebi Yunus whole, and the ant that spoke to Suleiman from deep inside the hole. We will learn all about the Sahaba and memorize every single name. I'll tell you about Bilal ibn Rabah and show you that our ancestry is the same. And we will fall in love with the story of our Prophet again and again. And we will always cry every single time we get towards the end. I want to be your best friend. I want to be the one on whom you depend. I want you to call me from school and tell me that you forgot your homework at home again. I want to take you on trips. I want you to see the world. I want to hold your hand in front of the Kaaba and show you what heaven looks like on earth. I want to teach you to ride a bike. I want to teach you to drive a car. I want to teach you that chasing materialistic things will never get you very far, because some people are so poor, the only thing they have is money. I want to teach you to find contentment in Allah, and I promise that you will always be happy. Because if the presidents, prime ministers, kings, and all the queens knew the blessings of Islam, wallahi, they would fight us for this deen. I want to be there for bad dreams. I want to tell you the truth about Halloween, why we don't dress up like shayateen, but I'll still buy you more candy than you can eat. I want to teach you that you reap what you sow, and that hard work and struggle will only help you to grow. I want to teach you to never back down from a challenge, and that honesty is the only way to ever go. I want to teach you the Quran. I want to make you love the Quran. I want you to memorize, act upon, and see the whole world through the Quran. I want you to understand Allah's prohibitions and His commands, and to follow the best of all examples, His Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam. One day I pray that you will find true love, but not just to any man, but that you will marry a man whose true love is al-Islam. So if you want a man like Mohammed, be a woman like Khadija. the first supporter of this cause and a mother to believers. Have the courage of Nusayba, never back down from what is true. Defend what you believe even when the whole world is out for you. Have the knowledge of Aisha, become a scholar of this deen, cure the people of misconceptions because ignorance is a disease. Have the piety of Hafsa and always keep Allah upon your mind. Fast the days and pray the nights to help your nafs stay in line. Have the honor of Balqis, make the world treat you with dignity. And when they see you on the streets, let them know that you're a queen. Have the strength of Sumayya and the sabr of Hajar. Be steadfast like Maryam with tawakkul like Musa's mother. And when things get tough, be like the wife of Pharaoh. Attach your heart to Al-Jannah and never let it go. Cause sweetie, you are to me like Fatima to our Nabi. May Allah bless you with sakina from now until eternity. I mean, my baby girl, I brought you into a very crazy world where the truth can really hurt and falsehood can shine like pearls. This dunya is a paradise for those who have sold their souls and a prison house for those who uphold this moral code. Baby girl, I promise you that while I'm alive, I will strive to make you smile. I will go the extra mile for my child, but realize that this world is full of trials that you will just have to go through. So when you feel like you have no one but Allah, know that Allah is more than enough for you. I always pray for you both. So please pray for me too. Ask Allah to forgive me for my sins. Make my grave filled with nur. But I promise you guys both that in Jannah, we will continue our little games of peekaboo. Just daddy and his little kids. P.S. I love you.
Alhamdulillah.
That's
amazing, bro.
Eid Mubarak to everyone out there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of your good deeds. Please, as Brother Mark was saying, contribute to help support Mac and their great work. You trying to really curl your hair right now? You trying to make me look all right. Please help support Mac. You know, this incentive here of Eid virtually at home, it's ways in which technology is forcing us to innovate and really push the limits of da'wah and pioneer in different ways. So I want to thank everyone at Mac and the people working behind the scenes. There's a ton of people. Trust me, I'm getting, I've been communicating with about 7 different sisters who are all, chaotically trying to figure everything out and doing so much hard work. So may Allah bless all of them, the time and effort.
Even mommy?
No, not mommy. Mommy is not involved. Yeah. And also people like Brother Mark, who mashallah is devoted to helping our community and putting so much time and effort back into helping us grow and contribute in different ways. So Jazakallah khair, brother. May Allah bless you as well. And inshallah, you can find me on YouTube, on Instagram, on social media, everywhere where you are at. I'm on MySpace. I got Black Planet. Anyone still on Black Planet?
You got MySpace and Black Planet? They still running that, bro?
No, I don't think they're running Black Planet anymore.
They're running Black Planet?
I used to be popping on MySpace, though. That was my big frustration. I was popping on MySpace. Right before it shut down, I was the man.
Yeah. But you know what? We could revive Black Planet, though, man. That's kind of...
Hey, I'm telling you. And shout out to Ilyas, who's a brother who I kind of helped, with many things. You know, it's funny. You were asking him about the inspiration behind that song,
Bless you?
What's it called again?
Blessings.
Blessings. I actually wrote that song, so it was funny that he was the one telling you about what. You should have asked me. I would have told you what it really was. I don't think he knew, but it was good. Alhamdulillah. Shout out to Ilyas. Shout out to Mustaqim. And everyone. Amal Albaz. Subhanallah. I was telling my wife earlier that I met Amal when she was she must have been in grade 6 or 7, and she was competing in a poetry competition. So it's cool to see everything come. And then you obviously people that don't know, Mark and I lived in the same building.
161, baby.
Yeah. We're at the open second. I actually brought my kids. So during this whole quarantine thing, right before Ramadan, I would just drive. Sometimes you're bored, right? So I would just leave my house. We live in Pickering. I drove them down to 161. And I took the car and I said, this is where we used to live in this part. They were like, wow, all of you guys lived in there? I'm like, yeah, that's where we used to live.
Made it happen in here, man.
That's it, man. So big ups to everyone who's enjoying themselves this Ramadan and Eid, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all. And we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows the situation to be over quickly, inshallah, so we can get back to our regular lives. And the Raptors are going for ring number 2. I don't care what anyone says.
Doesn't matter. We're going for ring number 2, and if they shut it off, then we have ring number 2.
That's it. That's a fact.
Absolutely. I just want to say for you, brother, thank you very much for everything. You have been such a pillar in our community. You speak when people don't speak. You are heard where we need to be heard. And I think that you have an incredible platform that you use with great responsibility. So continue to do so, brother. I love the family. I love your talent. I love your movement. And inshallah ta'ala, one day we'll be able to break bread again sometime. Maybe around 161. Who knows?
Inshallah. Who knows? Inshallah. Thank you very much.
Kids, thank you very much for being part of the presentation today.